Hello and welcome to the first workshop of the Fall 2015 Peer Mentoring Program, Getting the Most from Your Peer Mentor. My name is Stephanie Sanchez and I'm a program specialist with the Project for New Mexico Graduates of Color. In this workshop, we will go over best practices and student-tested strategies for a successful peer mentoring experience. This workshop, as the first in our peer mentoring series, is designed to provide new mentors and mentees with the basics of mentorship. We're often asked, how do I do it? Referring to the practice of mentoring. So we hope that by the end of this workshop, you will have a better sense of how to be a good mentor or mentee, and you will better understand how to prepare yourself for a mentoring relationship. Many of the best practices in peer mentoring are similar to those of any mentoring relationship, but there are a few differences that we'll go over. First and foremost, in peer mentoring relationships, we do not subscribe to the usual hierarchy of expert and novice or mentor and protege. Although you do sign up as either a mentor or mentee, we use those categories so you can better understand and define your roles. However, we expect that each individual within the partnership will contribute equally to the relationship and will at some point mentor and be mentored by each other. Since there is not a hierarchy, be sure not to adopt an authoritative figure if you are the mentor, and if you are a mentee, don't rely on your mentor to lead the relationship. There should be equal give and take between the two of you. Over the next several slides, we'll discuss communication, establishing boundaries, setting goals, building trust, and the mentoring process. Communication is key to your mentoring relationship. We are not simply referring to talking, but rather communication with intention. Communication is so important that it has its own workshop on September 30th called Positive Communication. So some basics to understand about communicating. We all have different styles. Some of us are direct, while some of us are more passive. And we all fall on this scale, and we sometimes shift how we communicate depending on the situation. It's important to understand what your style is, as well as the communication style of your partner. In addition to style, there are many different ways of communicating. In many traditional forms of mentoring, communication occurs face-to-face because often these people work within the same organization, maybe even in the same business department. However, in peer mentoring for college students, we try to meet students where they are, and we don't expect them to be able to always meet face-to-face. We encourage you to schedule as many in-person interactions as possible, but when not possible, use another method. Text messages, phone calls, video chats, and even social media. These methods will help the relationship continue to grow aside from in-person meetings. These methods also don't take much time. You can shoot your mentor or mentee a text message just to let them know that you're there. We've had partners continue their relationship via Skype across international borders, and even some partners who have continued their relationship beyond UNM through social media. So before you think communication is time-consuming and meeting in person is too difficult to arrange, try some of these other methods. During the first or second meeting or interaction, it's important that you and your partner make known your personal boundaries. This discussion will let you know what to expect and what to avoid. If the two of you accept the boundaries and come to some agreements, you're less likely to be disappointed further down the road. So before you talk with your partner, ask yourself, what are the limits of my involvement? Mentoring should never get in the way of your educational, family, or employment responsibilities. It should never feel like a chore So consider how much time you're willing to commit. If you're willing to participate in activities, and if so, what about off-campus activities? Are you available to talk during evenings or weekends? Or maybe those are the only times you're available. Let your partner know right off the bat what to expect from you and stay accountable to your partner. Often, students ask us, how do I mentor? In actuality, we all engage in mentorship throughout our lives. It's just not a formal engagement. So how do you begin mentoring? Start with some goals. You should consider goals for yourself, such as, I want to publish an article this semester, as well as goals for the relationship, like, let's make sure we communicate in some way each week. You may also want to think about why you signed up to be a peer mentor and what you want to get out of a relationship like this. Think about these goals as the roadmap for your relationship. They will guide what you talk about, how you talk about it, and what you do when you actually meet up. When you share your goals out loud, you're also more likely to be held accountable for them. So be sure to discuss your goals and help each other reach them. Remind your mentor-mentee of the goals that they set at the start of the semester, but also remember that your goals can be modified, so revisit them throughout the semester. Make sure your goals are clear and obtainable. Goals that are unachievable will leave you feeling disappointed. So if you have a big goal, you may want to break it down into smaller, doable goals. Trust is essential for any relationship. It develops slowly over time and builds upon routine positive experiences. One of the easiest ways to develop trust is to be accountable and reliable. Keep your commitments or communicate beforehand if you're unable to do so. Letting somebody know you're unable to do something or that your schedule has changed shows reliability. Another way humans build trust is through fun activities. Play is one way humans connect, so try doing something fun with one another. Attend a Lobo game or go to an art exhibit. Talk about what you each enjoy doing and take turns to different activities. Maybe one partner likes board games, maybe another is a part of a bowling league. Share those experiences with each other. Keep in mind that trust is slow to build, very easy to betray. Some ways you damage trust are through lack of confidentiality, gossip, and failure to keep appointments. Anything that is said between you and your partner should stay within the relationship. Your partner is not someone to talk about, and their experiences are not stories to share with your friends. So respect each other and respect your interactions with each other. Nothing meaningful happens immediately or without some effort. So don't expect anything profound to happen right away, and certainly don't expect to transform another person over the course of the semester. Realize that the peer mentoring relationship is a process that will take time. Once you accept this, you will reduce the likelihood of frustration due to the pace of the relationship. Also bear in mind that you may continue the relationship beyond one semester, so don't think you have to do it all by December. We want you to focus on the quality of the relationship, and hopefully it will extend beyond the fall, after which you can begin to notice a more meaningful connection. And remember, it is the quality of time spent together, the quality of the discussions, that will ultimately drive your relationship, not the amount of time. So even if you can't spend 2 hours together each week, you can have a very purposeful 15 minutes that can make all the difference. So when you meet with your partner, make sure it is intentional and that you give each other your undivided attention. Here are some ideas of things to do with your match. So think about options on campus, and if the two of you are both wanting to do some activities off campus, consider those options. Another thing to consider is if you will be engaging in any activities, how much money, if any, are you willing to spend? Be open and honest about this. Most students don't want to spend a lot of money, so maybe you can come up with a list of activities that are free of charge or mostly free for students. The social networking events PNMGC will host will be as cost effective for students as possible, so those are always options for your partnership. But definitely take advantage of the fun things you can do together. If you know of a fun activity on or off campus, contact PNMGC and we'll let other participants know as well. And if you have any questions about this workshop or about your peer mentoring relationship, please be certain to contact us. You can contact us at the PNMGC office located in the Student Union building, by email, or you can send us a message via social media. Please let us know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for the program or for other participants. Thank you for watching this presentation, and thank you for attending the workshop in person if you did. Our next workshop, Positive Communication, will be held on September 30th from 11 to 12 in the sub in Santa Ana A and B. Our speakers will be Heather Sands, graduate student and ombudsperson from Dispute Resolution Services for graduate students, and Erin Watley, a graduate student and representative from Faculty Ombuds. So please join us for that interactive workshop on ways to improve your communication skills with peers and faculty. Thank you.